Whew, man, that was one hell of a movie. I just got back from watching The Long Walk, directed by Francis Lawrence, starring Cooper Hoffman and David Johnson, and a bunch of other characters that you'll probably recognize. And this is probably the best movie I've seen this year. If you're unfamiliar with the director, Francis Lawrence has done the last 3 Hunger Games and a handful of other movies, and he is a perfect fit to direct this movie. I would literally call this movie a mix of Stand By Me meets The Hunger Games, but rated R. I had very little expectations going into this movie, and my expectations were blown out of the water leaving this movie. I want to preface that this movie is not going to be for everyone, but for the people that it is for, you're going to love it. I'm going to start off with the premise. It's very simple but very well executed. We are in a post-American Civil War, not the one that happened in the 1800s, but a new American Civil War. And in order to rally the nation and bring them together, there are 50 young men picked out of a lottery per se, and they have to walk. And the last one standing gets a huge prize and any wish they want. And at first it might sound a little convoluted, a little unbelievable, but in our current climate of things, this story is more relatable than ever. I believed every single second of this story, and I honestly believe something like this could actually happen in the world we live in today. Now, political commentary aside, this film is just great. From the writing, the acting, the cinematography, the directing, every single piece of this film is done so well. And I'm going to start with the acting. There are 3 standouts if you ask me. Cooper Hoffman playing Ray. He carries most of the emotional weight of the story. Then you have David Johnson playing Peter. He is kind of not really the sidekick, but the other half of the emotional weight that Cooper holds. Both of those characters have great reasons for taking part of this walk. They play off of each other so well, and honestly, I don't know which one I liked more. And one of my favorites, Ben Wang playing Hank Olson. He was the comic relief, and boy, I just loved seeing him on screen. Everything that came out of his mouth was so funny, so well acted, and honestly, the entire cast. There isn't a single bad egg in this film. Now, my only thing is there's only really one female character in this film, and it's the mom of Ray. It's not necessarily a bad thing, it's what the story calls for. But if they thought of a legitimate good reason to add 1 or 2 more female characters in this film, I would have been down for it. Like, they mention a couple of wives or cousins or sisters, like, show me just a scene or 2 of them, and I would have been A-okay with that. Something that this film absolutely nails is the pacing and the length of this film. This movie doesn't waste a single second of your time, which is rare these days. It starts with a little text, it's got maybe 5 minutes of the intro and like what's gonna happen in this film, and then the story and the plot unfolds. They start walking. They are on this journey within 10 minutes of the opening credits, and it's great. They don't waste any of your time. More movies need to take notes. Now, when I go to a movie, I want to feel something. If it's a comedy, I want to laugh. If it's a drama, I want to feel for the characters, or I want to be sad. If it's an action adventure, I want to just be blown away. And this film, it had me laughing, it had me crying, it had me looking away from the screen because of the brutal deaths. This film, everything it tried to do, it did to a T. I literally cannot think of a bad scene in this film. No film's perfect, but this movie, it gets close if you ask me. It sets out to do a goal, and it exceeds at that goal. If I was really gonna nitpick the film, there's 2 things I could nitpick, and that being the cinematography. Not saying it was bad, it was actually quite good. But there were a few moments where I could have envisioned just that extra step of cinematography. It really would have leveled up the film just that much more. And the other nitpick would be, this film isn't necessarily rewatchable. You get the entire experience the first time through. I will end up rewatching this movie down the line when I've forgotten what happens, but I got the whole experience start to finish, even the little twists and turns that happen towards the end. I got the whole experience without a rewatch necessary. And like I said, I don't think that's a bad thing, but I do like films to be rewatchable. And honestly, this isn't a feel-good movie. Another reason it's not really rewatchable. Coming out of this movie, I felt a lot, and I didn't really feel good, which is not a knock on the movie. The movie made me feel a lot of things, but I wasn't coming out of this movie all happy and let's go, the world's gonna be great. I came out of this movie like, what the fuck did I just watch? So overall, the movie does not waste your time. The acting, the writing, the directing, phenomenal. The cinematography is great, could have been a little better. And the ending is satisfying, but it could have been one extra scene and it would have been that much better. If you're gonna go see a movie this weekend, I highly recommend you see The Long Walk. And I'm gonna give it my first 10 out of 10 on this channel. This movie is not for everyone, especially if you're a little squeamish. There are some brutal deaths, but this is exactly why I go to the movies. I will be thinking about this film for weeks, if not months on end. It truly made me feel some feels. I'm thinking about it right now. This movie, it hit the spot for me. If you've seen The Long Walk, let me know what you thought of it down below. Subscribe if you want to. See you next time.